so that's that house. We got caution, groundswell prone area ahead. If you don't know what groundswells are, they're basically something I created to be like a natural disaster in a sense. Like, groundswells are like a problem because obviously this is a lab. We're doing experiments, so groundswells are a result of that. However, these aren't actually groundswells, they're just an excuse to expand the lab. So that's what I was going with. Also, you can see here, this is a massive outline of just cobblestone. This is going to be the wall for the lab. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is making it about, well, this height with some cobwebs on top to act as barbed wire. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, or 5 meters in height, which I thought is pretty good. And this is going to go all the way around the lab's complex, which, as you can see, goes around here. There's a second lab building being worked on there, and yeah, it's an absolutely massive boundary, and eventually I'm going to build a lot of lab stuff in here. So next time you do that look around, which should be maybe in a year or so, that's going to be completed. But in the meantime, let's check this building out, or Apple Blossom House as it's called. This is Apple Blossom Way with the school on it, and yeah, this is Apple Blossom House. Not too much to say here. Fridge, oven with nothing in it, and bedroom. Simple as, not much here, but I really like this nice little balcony. That's my favourite part of the house, and also I think it's designed in like a nice little way. Kind of reminds me of like Gen 1 Pokemon. It reminds me of Gen 1 Pokemon. So here's the town beacon with a jungle tree, and we're going to head into the lab. Now, this is my favourite part of the entire world, because obviously it's the thing I've put my most time into. This is the receptionist, Trevor. Obviously, we work at the lab, so we can go straight in. This is like a nice little employee break room, which you have to come through in order to get to the main lab. I'm gonna take another drink, because if you don't remember, I said in the last video that my throat's a bit fucked. I'll do that last, actually. That's not as important. Here we got a random bed and anvil. Down here we have some stairs, which I don't know where this is actually going to take you. Actually, no, I do. This is going to take us to one of the buildings over there that's in construction. And upstairs is this. This is the train track to the rocket ship, which we'll ride probably at the very end of the video, because that would make sense. If we go out here, we can head upstairs. This is Professor Longnose's room from the house. When he's working at the lab, this is where he stays. This is the zombie purification chambers. In here is where we, do all sorts of experiments on purifying zombie villages. Basically, if you don't know how to do that, I think it's a potion of weakness or a potion of strength, and then you give them a golden apple. So that's how you cure villagers. This is my little cubby hole. As you can see, it shuts you in for when I don't want to be disturbed, but most of the time it's just open because I have my own room. Oh, Professor Longnose, you actually managed to make it here. Well, yeah, this is the testing chamber. This is kind of based on Dan TDM's old lab. But this is the testing chamber. The world's tallest cactus is currently up there. Professor Longnose actually built this, which is the latest in dimensional technology. Basically, when you light this, it takes you to the TNT realm where the King of Creeper or the King of Trolls lives. So we did that as an old video on my channel. It has been deleted, so I wouldn't say go and check it out. But if it hadn't, I'd actually go recommend it, because it was one of my favourite videos I've actually ever made. So down here is another train station, which will take us to Mission Control. That's for the rocket. It's not finished yet. And then this is the development of biological entities. That's going to take you out somewhere within the lab's field. Not too sure where, however. Alright, we can head back up. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to show you with the lab. Yes, there is. It's this, which is meant to be like a trophy room of some sort. So this is what remains of the King of Trolls. There's meant to be a creeper here. However, I am playing in peaceful because the mobs were annoying me. And in this chest we have the Tyrant's End and the King of Trolls. We're going to take the Tyrant's End, actually, because Sharpness 5, knockback 2, and fire respect 2. That's pretty good. I'm going to replace that with our gold sword. Right. And yeah, there would normally be a creeper there. There's Tyrant's End, and it kind of was meant to be a way to showcase my adventures in Minecraft, which I thought was pretty damn cool at the time. I think that's it for the lab, so we're going to move on. I am aware we're almost half an hour into the video, which, you know, kind of sucks, but hey ho, there's not much else we can do about it. I've shown you all this, which is the main thing. So there's the primary school and the high school left, which I could be able to do before the end of this video. The primary school, there's not that much there. There's a few classrooms, and that's about it. So this is class 1 with like a nice blue floor, which honestly I miss this lapis lazuli looking floor thing. Like, honestly, it was so cool. In here we have a very dark classroom, which worries me. I don't know why it's so dark. Got a nice diamond floor classroom. They're very simple classrooms. I may actually rebuild this whole thing because, you know, there's not that much here. Emerald floors, iron floors, and gold floors. Hey, that was a good guess. I don't know why there's loads of heads of students on the wall. I think it's meant to be a reception class where this is like a play tent or something. I have no clue. And then, if we go in here, this is the assembly room, which I am really proud of. Honestly, this is probably one of my favourite things in the entire world. You've got all the students here, which, honestly, I think I was going a little bit overboard with the diversity. This man, like, this isn't even African. Jesus Christ, what is this? Honestly, why did I make them that dark? Oh my god. But yeah, this is my proudest moment of the world, to be quite honest with you, because I absolutely love this whole stage. It reminds me of a proper panto stage, which was the point, because in primary school we used to have all these like Christmas productions, and they were like always used to sell out. It was really cool, actually. They were terrible, don't get me wrong, but they used to sell out. And this would be like where people sit or whatever. It's like maybe where, you know, like what's it called, like the stage producers would sit. We got a note block, which is here, and we got a jukebox, which is also pretty late, and that's where you'd store the music discs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think there's a door out to behind the primary school. I'm not too sure. Okay, there was, and we're gonna make it again. Look, where'd my sword go? For fuck's sake! Right, that's not great. And we got some random guys here, and we're going to head in to the high school. Now, this high school was actually modelled after my own high school at the time, which is... Well, I almost said what my high school was there, but I was about to say Newtown High School, which is the name of this high school. This is the staff room, smallest staff room you'll ever see. This is the canteen, which looks pretty damn good. I was actually pretty happy with the canteen. It looks nothing like the one at my high school, but hey ho, this is what it's like. This is the kitchen, which I'll show you in a bit because you can actually access it. But yeah, this is the canteen where all the students would eat their food. And upstairs there is literally nothing apart from 2 classroom, which is 7.5's classroom, or the former 7.5, with the teacher right there. And this is 7.4, and it's got just a random Je m'appelle on the wall, because this was meant to be a French classroom, because in my high school they had French as one of the form rooms. So yeah, that's where most of the inspiration comes from, with the rooms and all that. I think there's some more forms down here, because this is the form building. C10, this is where I actually had English in real life. This is the park. I don't know why it's here, but you've got a sand pit, a roundabout that obviously doesn't work, a seesaw that obviously doesn't work, and a swing set that obviously doesn't work. And the only thing that slightly works is the slide, and that's just depressing. It's just some steps. That's really depressing, actually. In here, we have... I think this is meant to be the head's office. We've got Mr. Burns. Fat cunt. That's what you get for not giving Homer a raise. C8, which I don't know what this was meant to be. This was another one of my English classrooms back in the day. And welcome to the form building. So that's what I was mentioning before. We have IT, which was actually where my form was in high school. We got some lockers, which I thought were really cool, because using ender chests mean that only the person who obviously put the stuff in the ender chest can actually, you know, see them. This is another IT room that was based off one of our common rooms, Mr. Jez. How many minutes in are we? 33. That's pretty epic. And this F6 was my form room. Mr. Krebs was not my real form tutor, by the way. I had like a few, because one of our form tutors left because he didn't like the school, and then we had like a series of ones after that always kept getting fired or leaving or whatever. But yeah, this was our form room. We had an IT room, which was pretty cool. We used to go on the computers all the time in form, which was pretty cool. You got the handball club. Wait, who's that? What's that? TF in PhiZ. It is called PE in the UK. I know in Diary of a Wimpy Kid it's called PhiZ. I don't think it's called PhiZ actually in real life in America. But hey ho, that's how it is. You got science prep right here. S6, which was my science room, and this is a joke from my science class that I included, which was that the paint was flammable and it was going to result in an explosion. You've got the science benches, Mr. Mug, who once again was not my science teacher. We've got S5, which is another classroom. We've got Mrs. Pasta. How did I even come up with these names? We got a random teacher with an Apple computer. We've got science prep, which was based off our own science prep room, which I've never actually been in. But hey ho, they always used to tell us we had uranium in the in the science prep room, and we believed them. So that's why it says caution radioactive. We've got a nice little like barrier to stop people coming in. And yeah, that's science prep. We've done a full loop pretty much of the room. This is the smallest classroom and also the emptiest. And then we got S4, which, you know, we got, who's this? Mr. Pizza. Of course. We've got Mrs. Pasta. We're going to have Mrs. Pizza. This is roof access. A lot of schools don't have roof access, believe it or not. But apparently this one does. This is like the outdoor area, which has a pond like our actual school. But our actual school, believe it or not, did not have a jet ski in the pond, because that would be a major breach of health and safety. Right, so this is DT. There's more rooms, T2 and T3. More DT rooms. This is meant to be like a woodwork room. And the other one's meant to be like a... oh yeah, Mr. Yeti, of course. T6, this is meant to be metalwork, which is something we really didn't do at high school. And Mr. Fleer in T1 for cooking, which I thought was pretty epic. Here are all the students, you know, going about their lives, cooking. The teacher's apparently fucking dead, which makes sense. Right, let's head out of DT, because there's not too much to actually see here. We got maths, and we've got a few more buildings, I think. We got welcome to math. You couldn't actually fit maths on there, so it just ended up being math. This is geometry with unnamed. That's lovely. It's a very nice room, actually. This is probably one of my favourite classroom designs. Algebra. You've got some coat hooks here. And we've got the algebra classroom with somebody. We've got a book and quill that has nothing in it. And we've got Tessa, who for some reason doesn't have a name. I don't like a teacher name, you know, you Mr. Queer or something, gay shit like that. We got basic maths and work in silence, obviously spelt wrong. I left that in because my friend put it, and I've basically not taught to her for like fucking 8 years. We got textbooks there, and yeah, this is the classroom. I think that's it for maths, actually. There's not too much going on in maths. And now, the next building is this. This is meant to be a residential building. Empty room. A second empty room. And this is the reception. It does have lights, which you can turn on and off, and I was very happy about that. We got the receptionist, which which I think is pretty cool. You got a nice waiting area, a nice cauldron with some plants in it to make them look nice, and upstairs you have the actual rooms. Now only one of these rooms is actually working, so I'll show you that one, and this is it, room 2A. And this was my room in the aforementioned high school roleplay. This was my kitchen. This is the chests where I keep some stuff. There's the fridge. And through here is my room where I'd sleep. We got some lights as well to make it all nice and homely. And in here, well, in here's the bathroom. Simple as. This is the bathroom. Got a mirror, a nice window that overlooks everything, which I think is pretty cool. We're going to leave this on because I've, you know, like, fuck the energy companies or whatever. And out here is the balcony that overlooks the whole school, so you can see the sun and everything. It looks pretty damn epic, not gonna lie. So here we have the second, actually no, that's something I wanted to show you, and that is the kitchen. We're gonna head into that now. Staff only, of course. We'll place the button on the floor because we're epic, and I'm gonna place one on this side just to make things epic. We've got a fridge, oven. You know, this is where the servers would sit there, scan all the food onto it. Got some cheese, apparently. I can only tell because that's, you know, goes through. You got cookbooks, all sorts of stuff in here. Which this is like one of my favourite like quality of life parts of the world. Honestly, it's just, it feels like an actual working canteen in a way. So here's geography. There is actually only one room finished, which I think, well, it's not this one. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely not this one. And then we got G2, which is the only geography room finished, and yeah, it's got a TV because the students were watching a documentary like we used to do in geography. This is the prom hall, which I thought was an absolute marvel at the time. I did not know what prom was going to be like at the time. I did go to a prom and it was shit. I hated it. Like, there was no point even going. The DJing was shit. It really didn't look as nice as this. So anyone that attends this school, you know, they've got their own prom hall, which I think is pretty damn cool. And it's got like all these quartz pillars that took me absolutely forever to design despite their simplicity. And yeah, honestly, I just think it's a really cool looking room. It's a bit too dark, but it's really cool nonetheless. And finally, before we go on to the rocket ship, I am aware we're 40 minutes in at this point. But here is the changing rooms. We're not going to go in there because it's literally changing rooms. And I'm pretty sure... Oh no, I don't think I did it for this room. And basically, one of my friends added in a naked person. And I don't know why, but it was a thing. But yeah, this was kind of modelled after our changing rooms in PE. Obviously, I designed this one and my friend designed the other one because I don't know what the girls' toilets changing rooms would look like. But hey-ho, this is what the boys looks like. This is meant to be our PE teacher. And this was based off our uniform at the time. However, it changed to something a bit more like that, like halfway through high school. We got more, what would you call, lockers. This is like the eating area or recovery area. Like whenever you didn't have your kit in PE, you'd sit here, and there was a TV which was meant to be that, and we used to put Overwatch on it all the time and just watch that. Like the teacher used to put it on for us other times. Down here, this is the basketball court, which I think is pretty epic. I always forget about this. We got Mr. Bread. We can play a bit of basketball actually. One sec. Whoosh. Oh, I missed it. Hey, we got it in. Right, let's go for another hoop. Tackle, tackle, there we go, we got it in. And upstairs we have a second court, which is handball. Now, I actually kind of enjoyed handball at the time, which is why there's a hand club sign, and over in IT there is a hand club, like a handball club sign, which was meant to be part of the roleplay, and it was the only one I like semi-enjoyed at school, so... yeah, we're going to score a goal, of course. There we go. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the world, apart from one thing, which we're going to head to the lab, and I'll showcase that now. Let's get a minecart. And let's drive over. Honestly, I love that in Xbox version, you know, minecarts are a hell of a lot faster. We are in the lab's premises. As you can see, we're behind the wall. And yeah, these are the people that have turned out to watch. This guy's looking a bit sick, not gonna lie. We got the mission controller over here, which I think is meant to be Professor Longnose, I'm not too sure. Let's break the window and have a look. Oh no, it's David. Hello, David. So yeah, we're gonna head up into the rocket ship now. We're going through the, you know, like the little scaffold that takes you to the top. And here we are, the rocket ship. My favourite thing, well, one of my favourite things I've built in this world. I say that a lot though, to be quite honest. You can see the whole world below you. And I did do like a whole episode called like Moon Quest, which is basically like, we were gonna go to the moon, we didn't actually. I just did like a lift off thing and faded to black. This is the control room, this teleporter if you need to get down to the surface from orbit, which I think is pretty cool. You'd stand here, put in your destination over in that console, and I just realised you can't even get out. That's probably not a good design. I don't know why I designed that. You've got all these buttons that would help you launch it. This is a repeater. I don't know what it's doing. Maybe it's like orbit. I don't even know. And if we go down, this is the living quarters, of course, and down here is the engine room. I can't remember what I actually used to power it. Oh no, uranium. That was meant to be in the science room, like, I don't know, you know, nuclear storage. So I am going to take that back and put it where it belongs. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's video here. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed the tour of this world. Eventually I will do a proper tour again once everything's finished. And yeah, it should be a pretty good thing. This is going to be the lab, obviously. I'm going to be mainly expanding out that way. I'm probably going to build myself a new house, actually. That's probably going to be a starter. But yeah, this is the world in its entirety. But I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you do leave a like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot. Obviously, I am hoping to hit 70 subs this year, which would be absolutely insane if you guys could do that for me. It really would mean a lot. I am going to quickly just turn off my hand and HUD. So yeah, I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you never miss a single video, or alternatively, you can join the Discord server as a link down below. But anyway, this has been QuinntonTV, and I'll see you all in the next one.